YouTube? This is Black Skull, and today I'm going to be showing you my homemade Freddy Krueger costume. Now, there's 4 pieces to this costume, and as I've said, yes, it's all homemade. It's because I live in the middle of nowhere. Get over it. Anyway, this is a real leather glove, and it's made of plastic that I got. The blades are made of plastic that I got off of an old Dollar Tree scabbard. Off of a katana. They don't make them anymore where I live. Props to you if they make them where you live, your local Dollar Tree, but I'm screwed over where I live, so. Anyway, the fingers as well as the back plate are made of regular crafting metallic tape. You can get this at Michael's. And the reason it looks as shiny as it does is because I laminated it with 2-inch packing tape. But not before I put a bunch of black Sharpie ink all over it to make it look like it's been in a boiler room, so to speak. The brads are, the rivets are actually brads, and I pounded them with a hammer so that they look beat up and worn. I also put some black ink on them. It will scratch off eventually, but I don't handle them a lot. Anyway, the solder spills on the knives are just some silver metallic fabric paint, and it's the same kind of stuff I use on my shirts, only this kind is thicker. The brand is Tulip, and I usually only use 4 or 5 colors on my shirts, but I got a butt ton of the thicker stuff that I use for this particular purpose, this and masks. But yeah, the blades are actually electrical taped to the fingers, and I just put some gold metallic tape on it to simulate the rest of the fingers. I don't know what you call them. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. The glove, if I've shown you this, it has a big hole in it. I wanted to put it higher up so you couldn't see the rest of my palm, but it wasn't to be. There's a couple of burns. There's a little hole right there, as well as a burn right there, and a tear right there. Originally this glove was like yellow, but I took some watered down fabric paint to it, and I'm really liking the color now. It's supposed to be a part 4 glove, that's why the back plate is rounded off. The next piece of the costume is the hat. Now this is just a regular Freddy remake hat that you can get at Spirit, the Halloween store, but I've modified it to look like the part 6 hat. This is a whole band that I made out of like black stretchy, almost t-shirt looking fabric that I got at Joann's, and I added a bunch of burns and smudges to this. These two were already here when I got it, and they did it with like black melted plastic or something. I used black fabric paint because it's got more motion to it. This burn right here I added, as well as this one. You can't really, yeah, okay. This one doesn't have any paint on it, it's just ink. Also, in part 1, the hat had his name written in it. You can't really, I don't know. I don't know if you can see that good, if you can. Oh well. So next, I'm going to save the best for the last time. Okay. Now I know the light is a little off. It did this when I filmed my Vampire Night shirt, but I swear to God this is like full-on neon red. This is the sweater, and it's just a regular red sweatshirt that I put green stripes on with some more fabric paint. And the thing is, you don't want to just, if you plan on making this yourself, you don't want to just splatter the paint on in the form of stripes. No, you gotta have a steady hand for this, and or put tape. That's what I did. I was 16 when I made this. Anyway, the ink underneath the paint is actually just solid black, and then I layered the green over it so that you wouldn't be able to see any trace of the red. I think it looks fairly natural. That's the whole thing. And it's the same on both sides. I did it on both sides. There's a couple of smudges here and there on it, just like in, this is a part 1 sweater, by the way, which is why there's no stripes on either of the sleeves. Now, the main reason I'm going to show you this costume is coming up. This is the same material I use to make my haunted masks, just regular, thin, non-stretch fabric, along with the thick fabric paint that I use to sculpt all the wounds. Yeah, I know it looks like, it looks terrible right now because it's smushed. But here it is. And this is supposed to be part 1 Freddy, which is why not every inch of him is burned. I mean, the back has pretty much nothing on it but a couple of veins and spots. But, I mean, look at that ear. That alone took me like 20 minutes to paint. And, so yeah, this is, like I said, it's fairly stiff, just like the haunted masks. But the only reason this one is as stiff as it is because I multi-layered the paint job. It's not just one coat. I wanted this one to be perfect. I know it looks terrible in this light, but it's actually pretty good. And as always, it's got a button in the back to keep it from opening up. Now, I'm going to show you what this thing looks like. Just bear with me here. I've never really filmed shirtless before. I got the camera stacked on a bunch of cardboard boxes. Now, because I was only 16 when I made this sweater, it hasn't been washed since I put the stripes on, because I did the paint wrong. You're supposed to wash the fabric before you actually paint it, or else the paint could flake off once it shrinks. So yeah, I messed up. And as always, just slip this sucker on. This one's got a tighter fit than my other masks. Can't even get the button to... Okay, there we go. Man, it'll really bust my chops if this thing pops off while I'm filming. There you have it. Homemade Freddy Krueger costume. Don't fall asleep. Alright, that was terrible. But yeah, the paint job on this is probably the most I've ever done to a mask. And, like I said, the paint that I used is thick enough to sculpt with. So if you turn, yeah, it kind of elevates it. That's also how I sculpted around the nostrils and the forehead a little bit. I think this is my favorite one. So yeah, that's about it. Oh gosh. Please leave a comment and a like. Subscribe if you haven't already, and thanks for watching.